There are hidden places that hold ancient power, secret corners where holy water not only protects but attracts the abundance you've always sought. Today, we will reveal three secret places where this age old ritual awakens wealth and prosperity, and how you can connect with its energy to transform your life. Get ready, because what you are about to discover will change your destiny. Sometimes you can clean, organize, and keep everything in its place, and yet still feel that the energy in your home is heavy, that something invisible is stealing your peace, or that things just aren't flowing. That feeling is no coincidence. These are energetic traces that linger in the air, worries, envy, and emotions left behind by others unintentionally. Many people believe holy water is only for making the sign of the cross or blessing a space. But in reality, since ancient times, water has been seen as a channel of divine energy, a living substance capable of absorbing, cleansing, and transforming the vibration of its surroundings. In cultures as different as the Egyptian, Celtic, or Buddhist, water was considered a source of life and spiritual renewal. The ancient Egyptians used it to purify their temples. The Celts collected it from sacred springs. And in Buddhist teachings, it was offered as a symbol of purity and mental clarity. Because when water is calm, it reflects light perfectly. And when charged with pure intention, it becomes a true medicine for the soul. For centuries, priests have blessed water as a symbol of purification and protection, believing that in doing so, it absorbed a divine force capable of repelling negativity. But beyond the religious ritual, what truly gives it power is the intention with which that energy of faith, light, and purpose is consecrated, transforming a simple drop into a channel of blessing. And there's a very deep, energetic reason for this. Holy water acts as a mirror of light. It reflects higher vibrations, absorbs dense ones, and dissolves them. That's why, in places where the atmosphere feels heavy or where there is emotional movement, its power multiplies. And here comes the most important part. Holy water has immense power, but it is only fully activated when placed in the right spots. There are areas in your home that function as true energetic portals, spaces where energy enters, moves, or stagnates. If you learn to recognize them, you can use holy water not only to cleanse, but also to attract protection and abundance consistently. So pay close attention, because what I'm about to reveal could completely change the way you use holy water in your home. There are three very specific places where its power is amplified, acting as an invisible shield of light and protection. But before I reveal them, something very important. You may be wondering how to obtain or prepare holy water. You can use the one you already have at home, get it from a church, or if you don't have any on hand, you can bless it yourself. Take a moment of silence, place your hands over the container, and visualize a white light descending onto the water while repeating with faith, "May this element be purified and filled with divine light to protect and heal my home." Do it slowly, feeling that energy flow from your heart into the water as if you are filling it with life, light, and purpose. By doing so, you are not just preparing a physical element. You are activating a spiritual connection between yourself and divine energy. And that same energy will accompany you in the next few minutes. If you're ready to receive the three locations, write now in the comments, "I activate the energy of holy water in my home." This declaration will be your signal to connect with the pure protective frequency of this sacred element. The first place where you should place holy water is in the forgotten corners and hidden spaces of your home. Those areas that are rarely cleaned thoroughly, behind furniture, under beds, or in corners where dust accumulates and the air seems still. Why are they so important? Because corners are like the silent lungs of your home. Energy that cannot escape accumulates there. Over time, this stagnant energy becomes dense and heavy, affecting everything in the house. It generates fatigue, unnecessary arguments, or inexplicable sadness. And the curious thing is, even if you clean constantly, this type of vibration can only be dissolved through energetic cleansing, not physical cleaning. Holy water acts there like a ray of liquid light. When you place or sprinkle it in corners, it cuts through stagnant energy and transforms it into calm. Each drop works as a small mirror, reflecting what no longer serves and returning it to harmony. How to do it? You only need a small container of holy water or a spray bottle. Start in the farthest corner of your home, and as you sprinkle or wipe with the water, visualize the light expanding and pushing out all heaviness or sadness. You can accompany it with a short prayer or a simple intention, such as, "May this light purify and renew every corner of my home." Do it slowly, without rushing, and repeat the process in the other corners, especially behind furniture or doors that rarely move. I remember the case of Louisa, a woman who wrote to me saying that for months her home felt lifeless. She couldn't understand why. She cleaned every day, kept everything in order with the scent of flowers, yet there was a constant sense of heaviness. One day, while watching one of our videos, she decided to try placing holy water in the corners, right behind the sofa and doors. She told me that when she did it, she felt a slight shiver and then a sense of relief as if the house were breathing. The next morning, she wrote to me saying, "Last night I slept deeply. My home smells different. It feels alive again." And that is exactly what happens when you cleanse the corners with holy water. You are not just removing old energy from your home, you are restoring its vital breath. Because a home that breathes light is a home that attracts peace, prosperity, and new opportunities. The second place where you should place holy water is the main entrance of your home, the door, the frame, and the floor just in front of it. Why is this spot so important? Because the entrance is the energetic border of your home, the space where the outside world meets your inner sanctuary. Through it, not only do visitors enter, but also vibrations, intentions, and often envy or emotional burdens from others. Every time someone crosses that threshold, they leave an invisible mark, sometimes light, sometimes heavy. Over time, if not cleansed, this energy accumulates and begins to disturb the peace of those living inside. Holy water placed at this point acts as a barrier of light. When you sprinkle it on the door frame or the floor of the entrance, it is like raising a protective wall that only allows through what vibrates in harmony with your home. This consecrated water cuts through dense energy, neutralizes ill intentions, and transforms the door into a portal of peace and prosperity. How to do it? Very simple. Fill a small container or spray bottle with holy water. Before sprinkling it, take a deep breath and place your hand on the doorknob, visualizing white and golden light expanding from that point. Then calmly sprinkle a few drops on the frame, the doorknob, and the floor right in front, saying aloud or mentally, "I bless this entrance. May only peace, light, and good intentions pass through this threshold." Do this whenever the environment feels heavy or after visitors with dense energy have come. You can even repeat it every Sunday or at the beginning of a new month as a symbol of spiritual renewal. I remember the case of Lucretia, a woman who told me that after receiving some visitors, her home felt tense and the atmosphere completely changed. She said that, without knowing why, she argued more with her husband and slept restlessly the following nights. When she started applying holy water at the main entrance, she wrote to me excitedly, "You can't imagine the difference. Now, every time I enter my home, I feel peace. It's as if the air is lighter and the environment embraces me." And that is exactly what happens when you purify the entrance. You are not only protecting your home, you are declaring that only light resides within that space. It is a simple gesture, but with enormous power. Every time you cross that door, you are reminded that peace belongs to you and that negativity has no permission to enter. The third place where you should place holy water is your bedroom, especially under the bed or next to your nightstand. This is one of the most energetically sensitive spaces in the home because while we sleep, our body rests, but our energy remains active, releasing emotions, worries, and thoughts accumulated during the day. That's why the bedroom not only reflects how you rest, but also how you feel about yourself and the energy of those around you. Over time, if there are arguments, sadness, or stress, that vibration becomes embedded in the environment, especially under the bed, where the air barely circulates. There, dense energy concentrates, which can affect the quality of sleep, cause insomnia, nightmares, or simply a sense of not resting fully. Holy water in this spot acts as a filter of light and serenity. When you place it under the bed or near the headboard, it absorbs and dissolves those emotional vibrations, bringing a sense of deep calm. It's as if the soul feels safe enough to release everything it no longer needs to carry. How to do it? Before going to sleep, fill a small glass or container with holy water and place it discreetly under the bed near the center or the side where you sleep. While doing so, you can say quietly or mentally, "May this holy water purify my dreams, renew my energy, and surround me with divine light during rest. The next morning, pour the water down the sink or onto the earth, visualizing how everything it absorbed is completely dissolved. Do this for 3 consecutive nights when you feel exhausted, worried, or that your rest is not restorative. I remember the case of Maria, a woman who had been feeling a strange weight every night, as if she could not fully disconnect while sleeping. She had tried meditating, drinking herbal teas, even changing the sheets, but nothing seemed to help. One day, she decided to place a glass of holy water under her bed and wrote to me on the third day saying, "You don't know what I felt. I slept deeply without anxiety. It's as if immense peace embraced me from within." And that is exactly what happens. When you purify the place where you rest, you free the soul from the daily burden. Your body relaxes, your mind quiets, and your energy is renewed with the frequency of peace. Sleeping in a blessed space not only improves rest, but also opens the door to clearer dreams, lighter thoughts, and purposeful mornings. Now you know the 3 secret places where holy water releases its full power. If you apply them with faith and consistency, you will notice how the atmosphere in your home becomes lighter, more serene, as if every corner were breathing peace. But beware, because there is something many people don't know. Although holy water is a tool of light, there are common mistakes that can weaken its energy or even block its effects. One of the most frequent is leaving it too long without renewing it. Holy water absorbs vibrations and emotions from the environment. If you leave it stagnant, that energy accumulates and its power fades. That's why you should change it at least once a week, or sooner, if you feel the atmosphere has become heavy again. Another very common mistake is placing it without intention. Some people use it out of habit or simply as decoration, without truly connecting with its purpose. Remember, faith and conscious attention are the spark that activates its energy. Every time you use it, even if it's just a few drops, do it from the heart with a brief prayer or a thought of gratitude. And finally, never use it to judge or to protect yourself from evil by wishing harm upon others. Holy water is a tool of pure light. Its power comes from love, not fear or resentment. If you use it with calm and the desire for well-being, your home will be filled with a vibration that no attack or envy can penetrate. So, before continuing with the ritual I'm about to teach you, decree your protection now. Write in the comments, "I am protected by divine light." This declaration not only seals what you've learned so far, but also begins to strengthen the energetic shield of your home. Now listen carefully, because what you are about to discover will triple the power of what you have already done. The upcoming ritual not only purifies, but also opens your paths and attracts new opportunities for prosperity and calm for you and your loved ones. It's time for the ritual. Find a few minutes of silence. Turn off unnecessary noises. Open a window slightly to let the air circulate and place your container of holy water on a clean table, preferably in the center of your home or where you feel most at peace. Bring your hands close to the bowl, take a deep breath, and as you exhale, quietly say, "I consecrate this water to the peace, protection, and abundance of my home." Feel for a moment how this intention lights up the water. Moisten your fingertips and go to the main entrance. In front of the threshold, trace a small circle of light or a simple cross in the air and sprinkle 3 drops on the frame and floor, saying, "I bless this entrance. May only peace and good intentions pass through this threshold." Pause for a second in silence as if your home were breathing with you. Now move through the house clockwise. In every major corner, especially behind furniture and doors, sprinkle 3 drops and whisper, "Light that cleanses, light that protects, light that opens paths." Do not rush. Let each gesture have purpose. If you feel a corner is denser, linger a little longer and visualize that density dissolving like mist in the sun. When you reach the bedroom, pause for a moment. Gently sprinkle 3 drops on the headboard, or if you prefer, place a small glass with some holy water under the bed, on the side where you sleep, so it works while you rest. Say, "May my body rest tonight, my mind be calm, and my soul be wrapped in light." Stay a few seconds feeling that calm. Return to the center of the home with the bowl. Raise it to heart height and visualize a dome of clear light descending and covering your house completely like a protective mantle. Then pronounce the final seal. My home is sealed in light. Envy has no power here. Prosperity and peace dwell in this space. Leave the bowl on the table for a few more minutes in silent gratitude. To close, pour the remaining water into a plant pot or onto the earth if you have access. If not, let it flow down the sink with gratitude, imagining that everything that does not belong is dissolved and gone. Clean the container and keep it only for this use. You can perform this ritual once a week, every Sunday, or at the beginning of the month. Repeat it sooner if heavy visitors have come or after a recent argument. What you've just done is already very powerful. You've protected your entrance, cleared the corners, and blessed your rest, but there's still one more step. I will now give you some additional tips, small details that almost no one knows, to make this work faster, more visible, and longer lasting in your life. The first is to renew it with natural cycles. Change it every Sunday or during the full moon, moments when purification energy is strongest. It's a way to remind the universe that you are in harmony with the sacred rhythms of time and that your home continues to breathe light. While performing the ritual, you can accompany it with a bit of incense, the sound of a singing bowl, or even a white flower near the container. The aroma, sound, and nature create a vibrational bridge that elevates the frequency of the water and harmonizes the entire environment. It's as if each element adds its voice to the same silent prayer of peace. After finishing, light a white candle for a few minutes. Its light represents the divine presence and acts as a protective seal that remains even after the ritual is over. Observing the flame is like seeing the energy of the water transformed into sacred fire, reminding you that light is with you and in your home. Before renewing or discarding the water, take a moment to give thanks and bless your intention. You can calmly say, "Abundance flows freely in my home, and peace dwells in my heart." This sincere feeling of gratitude allows the water to record your message and project it into every corner, multiplying its protective and prosperous power. Finally, keep your home calm. Remember that holy water enhances what already exists. If harmony, serenity, and good thoughts prevail in your home, its effect expands even more. The purest energy is born within you, and the water only reflects that inner light. And perhaps here lies the deepest lesson of all. When you learn to work with holy water, you discover that you are not simply cleansing a space. You are reminding the energy of your home who you are, a channel of light, a creator of harmony, someone capable of transforming their environment with faith and intention, because every drop you touch holds the reflection of your soul. And if within you there is calm, gratitude, and trust, that same energy will project outward into your home, your life, and everything around you. That is the true magic. Understanding that protection and abundance do not come from outside. They are born within you, and the water only awakens them. If this message resonated with you, right now in the comments, "My home is sealed in light and protected by divine energy." This decree not only closes the ritual, it seals your energy field and affirms to the universe that you are ready to receive blessings. And if you felt peace or inspiration from this video, give it a like to activate that energy of gratitude within you. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and turn on the notification bell to continue receiving more rituals and teachings like this. Share this video with someone who needs to cleanse their home or soul, because sharing light is also a way to protect ourselves. Thank you for staying until the end and for being part of this community of wisdom and transformation. May divine protection accompany you, may abundance flow without resistance, and may your home always remain filled with peace, love, and blessing. See you in the next video. Until soon.